Look, the Cowboys are not a dominant team. I don't think they're Green Bay level. Obviously, they lose games they shouldn't have lost at certain times this season. But if you put the microcosm, they sure as heck played Tampa tougher than the Eagles did. People point to the final score of the Eagles, but you and I know what that game was. You bring it up all the time, and I agree with you. It was not a close game.
Mac guys here with you on Birds 365. Yes, we ran a little long because I couldn't believe what Mr. Domwich just said. All my NFL experts that I'm supposedly surrounded by that are just showing complete disrespect to the greatest quarterback of all time. And just let me get on the record. I hate Tom Brady. I always have.
I love Tom Brady.
I hate him with a passion. There's a big, ugly green streak running down the back of my
you're a Jets
derriere. It's Jets related. I know the Eagles lost to him as well in the Super Bowl. I got no use for Tom Brady, but I respect the hell out of him. He is not even possibly questioned as the greatest quarterback of all time. And I have to give him his just due for what he's done and what he continues to do, despite the fact that I hate him with a passion. But he's the greatest quarterback of all time, and you want no part of him in the upcoming playoffs. And oh, by the way, they got shut out by New Orleans a couple of weeks ago. They won last week.
By the way, here's where I'm giving, I can't speak for Damo, but here's where I'm giving Tom Brady actual respect. I said, look, I'm not as far as Damo and Chris Franklin. They both said they would want Tampa Bay. I didn't go that far. As you remember, I said I would take Arizona first. And that's because, in this Bruce Arians, they have more playmakers in Arizona. It's not even close. But that's because of Tom Brady and Bruce Arians versus Cliff Kingsbury more than, I like Kyler Murray. He's not Tom Brady, though. Let's be honest. So I'm actually giving them respect and putting them ahead of a team with far more playmakers because I don't want to deal with that quarterback mainly. Bottom line is whomever the Eagles play, they're not going to be favored. They're going to be up against it, whether it's the Rams, Cardinals, Cowboys. Who am I missing? Who's the fourth team? Rams,
Cardinals, Cowboys, Bucs, and
Bucs,
Cowboys, Bucs. Rams and Cardinals.
They're going to be up against it no matter who they get. I think the worst style matchup is the Cowboys. That's where Damo and I agree. I just don't think the Eagles match up well. Gets a little bit help with Michael Gallup, but they have Cedric Wilson as well. So I don't know how much help that is. I just don't like that matchup. So either way, I mean, they're not going to be favored no matter who they draw. They're not going to be favored. And I think the Cardinals and the Rams are preferable to the Cowboys and Bucs.
The Cowboys this year finished, as of now, 11-5, right? And the Eagles are 9-7. So the Eagles are 2 games behind the Cowboys. Their results are eerily similar, except for 2 games. One was the Cowboys didn't lose to the Giants. And we know the Eagles shot themselves in the foot in that Giant game, played their worst game of the year, never should have lost it. They did, no excuses. Jalen Hurts had his worst game of the year. Dak Prescott didn't do that either time he played the Giants this year. Any other game is when they played each other. That's it. Otherwise, their results are eerily similar. They both got a crack at Mahomes. They lost. They both got a crack at Brady. They lost. They both went out to Oakland and played Derek Carr, and they lost. The Eagles actually beat the Broncos, which the Cowboys couldn't do, but the Cowboys beat the Chargers, which the Eagles couldn't do. Their results are like very similar, except for 2 games. One Giant game, and when the Eagles played the Cowboys early in the season, and I know the Eagles got their tails kicked down in Dallas, but this is a different Eagle team than the September Eagle team. They hadn't established themselves as the best rushing team in the National Football League. They hadn't wisely put T.J. Edwards in as their best linebacker yet, and they got their tails kicked by the Cowboys early on. I give you that. That's it. Otherwise, the Cowboys are the Eagles. The Eagles are the Cowboys. Why are you running scared of the Cowboys? I don't know.
Well, you know me, I say it all the time. I'm going to use the word context for the 57th time. Look, the Cowboys are not a dominant team. I don't think they're Green Bay level, obviously. They lose games they shouldn't have lost at certain times this season. But if you put the microcosm, they sure as heck played Tampa tougher than the Eagles did. People point to the final score of the Eagles, but you and I know what that game was. You bring it up all the time, and I agree with you. It was not a close game, and the Bucs took the foot off the gas. Week one, when the Bucs were completely healthy, that's when people got to saying, "Oh, guess what? The Cowboys are pretty good," because they really pushed the Super Bowl champions to the limit. That's one. If you look at their Kansas City loss, that was the COVID game for them, where they were without Amari Cooper. I think Gallup was out at that time. I think CD Lamb was out as well, and they lost. They scored like 9 points. Okay, and certainly they didn't play well against the Arizona Cardinals. We saw the Arizona Cardinals lose to the Detroit Lions. Not only lose, get routed. This is the NFL. I'm not going to say the Cardinals are a bad team because they lost to the Detroit Lions. They had a bad week. The Cowboys didn't play well last week. But I look at those receivers. And again, Gallup, they lost Gallup. That hurts. The CD Lambs, the Amari Coopers, the Cedric Wilsons. I look at that offensive line, which is top 5. The running backs are probably a little bit overrated. I think Pollard's better than Elliott at this point. The quarterback hasn't played as consistently as you would like, but he can play at a high level. You've seen it. I've talked about that defensive line, which has been amazing since Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence has come back. We just talked about 2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates with Paul Domowitz and Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. I don't know, Jody. Man, that is a top point to me where the Eagles have the advantage against the Dallas Cowboys. I can point to you with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least because of the injury issues and the playmaking issues. There's no more Chris Godwin. That's Tom Brady's guy on third down. He's done for the season. Leonard Fournette, Big Game Lenny, whatever they call him down there. He's not playing. So they don't have their key running back, and they're dealing with Ronald Jones, who's okay, but he's not going to scare anybody. Scotty Millers of the world. I don't even know who caught a touchdown pass against the Jets.
Cyril Grayson.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Would you rather deal with Cyril Grayson or CD Lamb? I don't know. Am I crazy?
I'd rather deal with Dak Prescott than Tom Brady.
Oh, I agree with you there.
It all starts with the trigger man. It all starts with the guy who gets the ball snapped to him. And I'm sorry, Tom Brady has his playoff history and Dak Prescott has his. And I want no part of Tom Brady's playoff history facing off against him this year in the postseason. None.
Well, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not at the point. I'm not going to say that's the team I want. The team I would want is Arizona, and I stand by it because I don't think the coach is very good. You mentioned
they have no playoff experience.
Yeah, and that's why. So you look for maybe an advantage. I don't think they have an advantage projected against any of those 4 teams, but I think they have a better chance against the Cardinals or the Rams than the Cowboys or the Bucs. That's where I am.
All right. And I would rank the Cardinals as the team I'd want to play first for the reasons that we just stated. I would rate the Cowboys second. I think Aaron Donald has a better chance to wreck the game than any of the Cowboy defensive players. So, and I'm not a Matthew Stafford guy, but he's had about the same playoff success as Dak, which is none. And yeah, I'm staying away from Brady. He is the numero uno guy that you want no part of. All right, we'll take a quick timeout, come back. Still got Plenty of show to go here on Birds 365. When we come back, I got to give John McMullen his props, despite the fact that he, Martin, Chris Franklin, and Paul Domowitch are continuing to show their misunderstanding of the game of football. He did a solid for one of his fellow Eagle beat writers yesterday, asking a follow-up question on Nick Sirianni's plate as to what they called their plays and how the TV coverage may have ruined the play for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll come back. We'll discuss that next year on Birds 365.